Do it. Do it. Do it. We are live. John's wearing his hello t-shirt. That's from where?
This was from the what was it? The Vintage Computer Festival Southeast 4.0. This is the one that had Jerry Manick at it. The guy who designed the
Yeah.
case for the 2E and
Oh,
the
I
or the
didn't know
twos
that. I guess I
and everything.
didn't. Did they Kickstarter those too that year, or did you have to buy them on? Oh, it came with your
The T-shirt,
your
yeah. This
ticket.
this this came with the This was the shirt for the year. Here,
Oh, okay.
bloop.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
VCFSE 4.0. I've got my Go Beyond Vista shirt that the Apple salespeople would have worn at the store. I think on the back it says something like "Time to get a Mac."
Oh, nice.
John and I were just talking about upcoming programming next week. I think we're going to have the architect,
The
the what?
sysadmin.
I don't. We're still. We'll figure out what
That's
exactly
right.
how
Yeah, that's going to
far
be
this
part of what we
person.
ask. But
Yeah,
he is the
Macintosh
keeper.
Garden,
He's the
the,
keeper
the
of the garden.
tender,
He is the gardener of the
the
Macintosh
Macintosh
garden.
Gardener. That's a
Yes.
cool name, Macintosh Gardener. And week after that, or well, actually, the week after that will be 4th of
Fourth of
July
July
here in the
weekend. Yeah.
States. So we'll take that weekend off, and the week after that,
We
I,
are
I want to hold
hoping.
that. I want to hold that
Okay, we're
in
gonna hold. Yeah.
reserve.
Let's wait till we find out
That's very
if it's
exciting.
going to happen.
Um, yeah, that's right. We need to make sure it's going to happen first. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
That's right.
Good morning, everybody there in the chat. Trina, 65 Scribe, Chris Logan, Klaus from Sweden, Jeremy from London, Derek from Canada, Scarlet Swordfish. Right.
From parts
Gang's
unknown.
all
They may
gang's
have. They
all
may have
here.
told us at some point.
Making final preps here. Let's see. About ready to go? Oh, I guess we are ready to go. It's time. The hour is upon us. You ready?
I am ready.
Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 575 for June 20th, 2021. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
How are you doing?
I am great. I am great.
Good. Is that you said there's a wasp hovering about your?
Yes.
Is it still there? Oh, you
Hopefully it's
lost
not
track
one
of
of
it.
the. Hopefully it's not one of the death. Yes, I do not have eyes on it right now. So if you see something crawling on my shoulder, please somebody let me know. Yes. Hopefully it's not one of those imported death hornets or anything like that.
Oh, the
It's
murder wasps, murder hornets. Isn't that
right,
what they're called?
exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They're just running around
Well,
with little shivs. Just yeah.
if you get attacked, it'll be for a good cause. It'll be for science. So, thank you for your service.
Oh, hey. So I remember last week when I was showing off trying to show off the wombat, and I was going to
Big
do a
mess of wires.
comparison. Yeah, my 475 wouldn't start up. Well, haha, wrong side.
There it is.
There we go. Yeah, it was the PRAM battery. Was my only issue. So I bought a 10-pack of them off of Amazon, and yeah, all is well.
Voila. Good. Yeah. 99 times out of 100. That's what it is with an old Mac. Well, great. Well, let's see. Today, what are we going to talk about? We've got the usual segments. We're going to spin up Collector Spotlight with that Dilbert cell that I got years ago. That turns out we did cover that before.
Okay.
But there's enough new information and discoveries on my part to talk about it again. So we'll save the details for that. Let's see. So we will be right back with some eBay finds.
All
Okay.
right. In the comments, Derek said I was a little bit quiet. I got the mic moved a little bit closer. Is that any
Yeah, how are
better,
your
Derek?
sound levels on in your control panel? I notice from time to time my Mac will decide to change those seemingly on its own.
Let me look at my Streamcast settings really quick. All right, let's try this. Okay, so I've just bumped up the
Oh,
mic
that's
volume.
better.
Is that
That's
much better?
that's much better.
Okay, great. Yeah, it was just I think the audio settings on StreamYard, they had kind of gone back to default settings. So, all right,
Mm-hmm.
good. Good.
Good.
Good.
All right, let's go in. Oh, let's see. Yeah, got a couple more things going here. In three, two, one. It is time for eBay finds. Last week, that vintage Apple branded PC 5.25 inch floppy drive sold for, I think I don't know if that, I can't remember if that was a buy it now, but sold for $99.99. I think a very good deal.
Yeah,
Very rare
pretty
item.
cool. Mm-hmm.
And the Macintosh TV in
And a
the
great
original
box.
box.
No
Mhm,
keyboard or mouse, correct? If I remember.
I think that's correct.
Yep.
That one
Mm-hmm.
did not sell. The
Not
auction
surprising.
ran out. Yeah, it wanted a starting bid of $2,400. Has not been relisted. And the other one was not really one auction, but a collection of auctions offered by Maple Ridge Auctions. So there's an example of one of the buttons. You ordered a button. Did you get
I
it yet?
did. I haven't gotten it in yet, but
Oh,
it is ordered. It was
okay.
shipped. So
Good deal. Yeah, Maple Ridge Auctions. I'm sure you'll get it there. Long time eBay seller with tons of Apple related stuff.
mm-hmm.
Okay, let's begin. And actually, I should say this week is a just a hodgepodge of random Apple stuff, non-computer related, but bearing the Apple 6 color logo. This necktie, rare Apple 80s denim tie with 6 color rainbow logo. I have several Apple ties
Yeah, but do you have one
that
made out of jean
I
material?
do
Oh
not.
my gosh,
Not as
that
not as
is
jean material, but like a
hilarious!
faded,
Wow,
really soft light blue denim jean tie. Yeah,
that is
there's nothing more
crazy.
80s than a jean tie with an Apple logo on it, and it's embroidered 6 colors. It even has the British trademark little embroidery in it. The description says it's in excellent condition. They say not a unique item, but the only other known is in a collection in Japan.
Huh? Wow.
So the seller has only ever seen one other one. Let's look at the pictures here. It's kind of got a border stitching. Looks like kind of a standard length. You can see the embroidery, extends all the way through the back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The tie was made by Just Jackets,
Just jackets. Just jackets.
which I guess is a lie because they do make the occasional tie. And what do they want for this? Well, this is what kind of threw me off. Otherwise, I would have quickly added this to the collection of
Because
ties I
you
have.
needed this when you're wearing your Apple jean jacket,
Yeah,
right? Yes.
for a matching ensemble.
And the brass belt buckle. Nothing goes better with jeans and a nice big brass belt buckle.
Mm-hmm. Denim and brass. $250 is what they want. That's the starting bid. $250, or you can make an offer. I guess I could have made an offer, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What would you pay for this? $50?
I don't wear
$100?
ties, so
Oh,
me nothing.
yeah. Well, you could wrap it around your head.
Oh, sure, sure,
You
yes,
could
yes, like that
tie it around as
sweatband
a.
style. Yeah.
Sure. All right, moving along.
All right.
What you
Next
got?
up, we have Apple Computer Office's rubber stamp, circa 1980, internal use only. So it says Apple need to know confidential on one of the stamps. And I can, let's see, oh, here we go. The other one is Apple internal use only. So if you're trying to keep those Apple secrets secret, these are the stamps you need to make them official Apple secrets. They still work. As you can see from the photos, they show that, one of each stamp. I like the slightly different colors on them. That's kind of cool.
Uh-huh.
These are really neat. These are so cool, and this got a buy it now of $300. I think that is just an amazing price for something so unique. You're certainly not going to run across these very often. Still working. You can make sure that people know to not talk about your collection by stamping everything in your collection with these. It even has a make an offer, guys. Wow. All right. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking at these stamps, and
Yeah.
I guess, are they self-inking?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
must.
They've got to be. Yeah. Because you see even
Well, they have a dial
they
on the
must.
top. There's a plus minus. You could is that to
Oh,
unscrew and re-ink it
interesting.
or something?
Wow.
Or if that,
Easy print.
what would
Easy
the
print.
plus and minus? Why would you dial it other than to open it?
Darker? Maybe
Darker or
like darker? I
less
don't know.
pressure? I don't know. So like if it was really need to know, you would have a darker ink to really emphasize it, like a
I'm gonna
bold
look up
face.
easy print rubber stamps and see if we can
Yeah,
find anything
and
about
see.
those while we talk about the last one.
I wonder what year these are from. I wouldn't question the authenticity. I mean, you look at the stamp, because you can see it even
Right.
has the registered trademark in there.
Yeah.
It looks legit. And the style of the stamp themselves, they look old, right? There's this kind of
Yes.
vintage look about the stamps
Yeah,
themselves.
that plastic looks kind of aged
Yeah.
in
Right.
just that.
Like 80s kind of look
Yeah.
about it. But do you find anything easy print?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right. We'll sit here quietly while you. Yeah. Make an offer. Boy. Yeah, these would be cool. It'd be nice.
These would be
just
really
everyone-
cool.
every
Really,
once in
really.
a while, just be great for the podcast.
Right?
A nice thunk. Make a rubber stamp.
Done.
Done. We'll stamp that. Okay. I guess there's no end on that one.
Nope.
They ship from Chesterfield, Missouri, and boy,
So tempting.
this
These
last
are
one
really tempting. Yes.
is tempting as these. Look at that.
Ooh.
The title: Apple Vintage Cup. The description: condition is, quote, used. These are over 30 years old. Get them now. From the pictures, now they look like disposable, like waxed.
Yes.
cups.
Right.
And there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, and they are.
That
this
has to be
next
like
picture.
Apple II era. Looking at the Apple logo that's on those.
Judging if that's a human foot there in the photo, it's about 1.5 big toe length, which puts it at about, I don't know, 5 inches or so, 4.5 maybe. And I love the picture with the foot and the random CD on some dirty carpet with some trading cards. But yeah, they look like they've been kept around for a long, long time. Like you said, that logo, that 6-color logo that stretches the whole thing and looks very early 80s, if not late 70s.
Absolutely, yeah. It's got the kind of the squished left-hand side and the. I'm just trying to. Has anyone ever heard of the band Deaf Neighbor or Dead Neighbor? I'm sorry.
Does that come with it?
Very bizarre.
And the logo's on both sides too. And it's got the trademark logo, the little TM, which I think that the use of the TM was, I think, predates. I think that shows it even older. But yeah, really interesting. This one just ends in just 10 hours from now, and
wow,
has a low starting bid of just 99 cents.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, look at look at the seller. The feedback's like sold over 600 items, 100% positive feedback.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Really wild. Anyway,
Huh.
really, really well preserved old disposable
Old
cups,
disposable cups. Yes.
paper, wax coated. Get them while you can. There are 5 for. Hey, you could get it for just 99 cents plus shipping. Okay.
So yeah, I tried to do a search on easy
Mm-hmm.
print rubber stamps, self-inking. I cannot find anything that looks like that
Oh, okay.
style, unfortunately.
Scarlett says, I'd buy that for $1. Yes.
Yes. Well, you can, as long as nobody else has also decided to.
All right. Let's see. Moving along. We're going to play something here at the beginning. And get that queued up. And there we go. All right. You ready to go?
I am.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. When you've had a podcast going as long as ours, when did we start? 2006, I think.
Been a while.
December 2006, 575 episodes. You tend to forget what you've talked about, what you haven't. And when you've got enough stuff laying around, you're always going to come into contact with something that you forgot you had. And that's what happened this time. I forgot I had this Dilbert cell, an animation cell with an Apple computer, the mothership, the original mothership, that one Infinity Loop backdrop artwork. So I wanted to talk about it, but then it turns out we did talk about it in episode 75. I don't remember the date.
Well, that's pretty forgivable. That was just that was quite a while ago.
Well, it was 500 episodes ago.
Yeah.
As it turns out.
Right.
Yeah. And so I went back and I listened to that original episode. And I don't listen to the original episodes very often. It is quite painful to listen to one's own voice. John's voice seemed it was deeper or something. I don't know. It was
really?
It really was. You should listen to yourself and back in that time. And I was in a rush. I was just like, there's this. I don't know if it was nervousness or something when we were first recording.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that made it painful. But I did listen to this segment back then and get my own backstory for this. It was purchased through eBay. There was a seller for a time. Actually, they're still up, but they don't have Dilbert cells anymore. That they proclaim themselves as being an official source of animation cells. And the biggest revelation about listening to that and then looking what I had now was I didn't even know what I was talking about back then. So this is what I didn't understand. And I learned a little bit about the creation of animation, at least how it was done back then before digital. Everything is now all digital. They don't do this the old-fashioned way, which actually makes it kind of cool now, right, to have these things.
Sure.
So when I bought the cell, I thought the cool thing, the cell was actually this. That is the picture of the Apple campus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's not what the cell is at all. This is just a print out of the artwork that was drawn for the background. This is not the cell. This is a printout. Mm-hmm. The cell is actually the acetate on which Dilbert is drawn. That's what you're buying. And so when this was marketed, this is what they were selling. And the Apple background was just like a cool background to put behind it. That could have been any background, but if you're an Apple or Macintosh fan, it makes more sense that you would want a background
to
reflect that. And it was an interesting background from this particular episode. So when I listened to that old episode, I was like, what an idiot. That guy didn't even know what he bought. That guy that was talking very quickly for some unknown reason too. So I cleared all that up. So this is what I bought. The background was to give it context and made it more interesting. So you had something to put behind it. So quickly, the episode was episode number 7 called the Dupe. Now, Dilbert, which everybody knows the cartoon, the strip, right? That's been running forever. If anybody's worked in and around an office, you've used Dilbert for one reason or another.
Oh, absolutely.
But they had the animated show. I'm sorry?
I said, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And they ran the animated show was kind of short-lived, probably through some fumbling of time slots and the networks and everything. But it ran for just 30 episodes over 2 seasons from 1999 to 2000 on United Paramount Network, UPN, which later became the CW. So episode 7 on December 7th, 1999, called the Dupe, because part of the plot was the Dupe was a takeoff on a Furby. Remember the Furbies, I guess, were popular back then.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's the clip. I'll play the clip that shows where the Apple campus background was used.
That is the nicest compliment I have ever heard.
Dupe, is that you? Where are you?
I can't reveal our new location for security reasons.
I understand.
We have found a new home where our advanced intellect is appreciated, and physical appearance is not important.
I didn't realize there was such a place.
I must go now. We have a code review meeting.
Nice.
There you go. Now, so you saw the final picture there. Oops. The final picture that did not have Dilbert in front of the Apple campus, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was just the backdrop. So yeah, so the cell has really nothing to do in the course of the show with that background. But there are some other interesting things about that background, and so let's look at the end, that final clip from the cartoon, and let's do it side by side with the picture I took of the cell, or I did it again, the background that I have. And there you see
interesting,
some subtle differences. Let's point them out. So what's pictured is the Apple campus. There is a prominent 6-color Apple sign in the front, but obviously the one in the cartoon says Apple. That's the one on the right. The one on the left is the one I have, does not. And
so I'm assuming that's for not being sued by Apple for selling something with the Apple logo on it? For legal reasons?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I think there were just different variations of that background, and they decided to add Apple for the
because you see the
cartoon.
stripes are also
well, the logo is
skewed.
different too. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I don't know. You think maybe they modified it in order to make it available for sale, perhaps?
That's what I'm guessing. Yeah.
But there's some other differences too. So it's not just that. There's another cloud in the sky.
Yep.
There is some shadow differences. So like on the right, you see some shadows added to that tree on the right. But they are different anyway.
Sure.
Right. So, and the other thing I noticed too was, and I don't think this exists at One Infinity Loop, but see the sort of the plots of grass, the gardens. What do you see about? They're actually Apple logos themselves.
Oh wow! Check
you
that
see the little
out.
bites in the grass there. And I've been there.
Huh.
I don't remember seeing any of that. So that might be just
Yeah,
added, but it's very subtle. Anyway, so I don't know why they're different. It's just like you said, it was something to avoid selling something that was copyright or whatever. Like that would make sense. But if it's just taken from their show, I don't know why they'd care. They're already using it anyway, right?
That is true.
It was in the show. So I have ordered a frame, so it's not here yet, where I'll frame this thing.
Nice.
The background. And then it also will have a layer of glass in between that and the cell.
Oh, that'll look really nice. Yeah, you can.
So it looks
you can
like
see
it's
that it's two separate.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So it's
Yeah,
floating
that's
above
great.
it a little bit, right? And it's good and I need to get this done because eventually that paint, it's
Yeah.
a very thick paint that they use. Eventually that will start to flake off because it's
Mhm.
curved and whatever. I need to preserve that. Yeah. And so
That is really
Dilbert,
cool, though. Yeah, that is cool that you
The-
own a cell of Dilbert. Yeah.
Yeah. And where's the cardboard tube? So this one was shipped to me in 2008. So that's how long ago that was. And look at that. A very,
Oh.
very official certificate of authenticity. This is
Look
to
at it.
certify that
Fresh off the
accompanying-
copier.
Yeah. The accompanying piece of art is an original production cell featuring one or more characters created by the award-winning cartoonist Scott Adams. Yeah, I didn't even mention Scott. This cell was actually used during the production of the 1999 Dilbert television series, which airs on the UPN network. I mean, it was hand dated April 20th, 2008. April 20th, which, April 20th. And Dale Harley. It says trustee for Dilbert Cell Art. So he
okay.
claims to have some kind of affiliation with Dilbert. So there you go. Cool little thing. I will get that framed. I will find someplace to hang that. I think I can
It
find a spot.
becomes to be quite difficult after a while, especially when you have as many cool things already hung up as you do.
Yeah. Anyway, so that completes the story. So that's good. So, I'd screwed up back in 75. I wanted to correct that, and we finally did. And eventually we'll get that hung on the wall properly.
Fantastic.
Okay. Yes, spot the difference. It is a good thing. Derek says the episode guide has been updated.
Nice. Thank you.
Updated with what? Just in general, not specific to this show.
If I think Derek pointed out in the comments, we should have done a retrospective on the LC 575 since this episode is 575.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been good.
Here's a crazy thing. For the first time, at least that I was able to remember, I had a RetroMac dream last night.
Really?
It was nuts. I went to some like a secondhand store or something like that with a lot of random items, but along one row, there were prototype Mac after prototype Mac after prototype printer, all Apple prototype stuff, just stacked, just floor to ceiling. And many of the items were not even like full up prototypes, but they were like mock-ups, so they were made out of not metal necessarily, but some kind of in between material for expediency. And then, but they had the I guess the proposed model names with the Apple logos on them, and I recognized some, at least at the time. I don't think they make any sense now to me as I'm awake.
Yeah.
But
Dreams.
in the dream, I recognized some of those. I was like, oh my gosh. And there would be, a super rare prototype of an early Mac concept, but there'd be 3 or 4 of them. And I was freaking out big. Like I was trying to take. Okay, so I called you, and you immediately came over, and we were trying to figure out like how are we going to pay? How many of these things do we buy them all? What's the even thing cost? Like, what's the investment value here? All these things are just racing through your mind because you're just in this big panic situation. And they even had some outside because there were some inside, there were some laid outside. And so I had to go outside, and I had already grabbed like 3 or 4 items. And I was like, I'm going to buy these. And you were watching that, and I went outside. And but at some point, I came back in, and I had stacked the items I had, but then all the other things were gone.
Oh no!
And there was another guy in there before, and he came in, and I asked him, "How'd you find out about this?" He said, "Oh, I had like 14 friends call me," and so he was looking about what he was going to grab. But then everything was gone, and they said, I talked to somebody and said, "Oh yeah, everything was pulled down because we're going to take those and we're going to put them on our auction site." Like, oh no, because I remember seeing the price tag. Some of these items, you talk about a rare prototype Mac, which could be worth thousands, and they had like a price tag $230 or something like that. Like they were. Anyway, it was such a exciting dream that even when I woke up, I still had these feelings, this anxiety of grabbing what I'm going to grab. How am I going to get all this home? Do I have enough money? What forms of payment will they accept?
Do you remember when we used to go to the school sales and it was the Mad
I never
Dash?
went.
Oh, you never went? Oh my gosh, it was kind of like
yeah. Apparently, you don't remember either because you thought I was there.
Yeah, I thought you had. Yeah,
I don't think I ever.
So they used to do the school sale auctions, and it was kind of like Mad Dash where beforehand people would be looking in the windows trying to kind of spot out what. Yeah. And the way they did it is they had tags on there. You basically just went and grabbed the tag, and they had the number corresponding. But your dream just reminds me so much of kind of how much can I afford to buy now? How am I going to get it home? Yeah, because it was very easy to overbuy.
Now you and I went to an auction one time.
Yes, yeah, the one in Pensacola.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did we buy anything? You bought something, didn't you? I remember. We did a podcast episode.
Yes, we did.
From the event.
Did I buy oh goodness.
I don't remember.
I swear I bought
I thought you bought something.
I bought a Mac Pro. I bought
That's what I thought.
One of the Intel big aluminum Mac Pros. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's move it along. Let's do the news. Let's see. Let me pull up something to look at, and let's go in 3, 2, 1. Let's take a look at the news over on Hackaday. The article says upgrading the Powerbook 100 with a fresh new battery. Of course, those old Powerbooks use those NiCad batteries, which they weren't even really that great when they were new. Obviously, those NiCads would not have lasted to this point, being as old as they are. And so the idea of rebuilding them now people rebuild them, but a lot of times when you rebuild them with just fresh new NiCad cells. But it makes a lot more sense to rebuild it with modern battery technology. And so this person, 360 Alaska, I guess is the name of the username, wanted to build the replacement battery with lithium cells inside.
Nice.
Now, you've got to do some working with there because of the different specifications of those batteries compared to the original ones. And anyway, there's some information in there, some links about how you could possibly go about doing. You just got to be really careful, right? Because anytime you're dealing with electricity, even just with these batteries, and not necessarily in this case, maybe a little zap, but you don't want to fry your precious Powerbook 100 either. So, wouldn't that be cool if people made these new battery packs or did a refurbishment for you, send them in because
Sure.
you may not have a bunch of spare cases laying around, and then it's retrofitted with not just the new cells, but with a little bit of circuitry in there, so that it's just pop in, replace.
Yeah, I'm
You can
looking
get-
over on the. I went to the link that sends it to the 68K MLA, and there's a lot of people concerned about the fact that the lipo batteries, if not charged properly, can explode. So
That would be bad.
that would be bad.
Yeah.
That would be a bad for not only your
Right.
laptop, but surrounding people as well.
So that's what I want, is a quick and easy way to get a solution to have a Powerbook 100 USB-C rechargeable with modern lithium-based batteries.
Nice.
Hackaday. Okay, and over on well, the article is about a new Apple Museum that's coming about. Newsline talks about the Apple Museum in Westerbork will be closed, and part of the collection will be donated to Ed Bindels of AMAC. So AMAC is a large Apple retailer in the Netherlands, and they're going to open a museum. I think it's like adjacent or within or whatever this store they have in the Netherlands, outside of Amsterdam, in Utrecht. The mall or the shopping center is called the Great Wall. They're combining the collection that's at the present Apple Museum, which is closed at the moment, with some of the personal items that this Ed Bindels has been collecting, especially over the pandemic. I guess he's been spending a lot of time building up the collection. So these pictures right here are part of that former museum in Westerbork. And I think they have
Nice.
like 5,000 some items, and so they're saying that this will be the largest Apple museum in Europe.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. They have pretty much everything except they don't have a Lisa One or an Apple One or some of those items. They're missing a Mac TV, so you could help them out with that. But lots of posters and software, and you can see from these pictures that quite a lot of artifacts, and especially the history. And so they're going to do storylines of the different products. There's no definitive date. We're still a little ways out here, but I think that'll be a great thing to visit if you're in the neck of the woods. So I guess I don't know what they're going to call it. I don't know if they're going to keep the name Apple Museum of the Netherlands or what, or just call it, who knows, the Apple Museum. 1,600 square meters in total, 5,000 items, everything from 1977 to the present. And yeah, it's a shopping mall. There you go. So another great Apple Museum. All right. Let's see. I think we're done. I think we've talked about all we were going to talk about.
So Trina mentioned that sometimes the podcast buffers for a second or so.
Yeah.
That could be YouTube. That could be the StreamYard software. It'd be interesting to go back and look at the YouTube after it all is said and done to see if if on the replay it does that on the same spot or if it's smoothed itself out. Yeah.
Some words are repeating. We get stuttering.
Oh,
that's a
like
shame.
the max headroom effect.
Yes.
We've had that issue before.
All right. Well, let's close out the episode.
All right.
In 3, 2, 1. I think we're done. I think that's another episode of the RetroMacCast. Next week, we will be back with the Macintosh Gardener. We don't know the true identity. Maybe that will be revealed.
Yeah, well, we'll have to make sure that they are, they've got the shadow, where they're backlit, so it's just the
Disguise
silhouette
the voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Macintosh Gardener is from Parts unknown, but
Parts unknown. We know he's overseas somewhere because he's in a very
not a
different time
native
zone.
English speaker.
Yeah.
We know that much. But I think do we know at least that?
I think
Do
it's
we
a
know
he. Yeah.
Odds on is he that he has agreed to join us in the
I'm
StreamYard.
very excited about this. I mean, obviously, I'm sure we all, I mean, have used Macintosh Garden a lot over the years, and it's great. That it's still going. So I'm very excited.
Yeah. All right. So we got that to look forward to. And thanks everybody out there in the chat for joining us again. Good to have everybody there commenting along. John, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, man. All right. You have a good one.
Okay. Until next week, remember what?
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 Huh? I was going to see if you were going to remember to do this part.
I remember.
Okay.
Of course I remember. No, it sounded like I wasn't going to remember, but I did. And maybe I was for a moment going to just say, okay, bye, see ya. But no. Until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
So you thought you were going to trip me up. You thought, I got him.
Ha ha!
He thinks he's so high and mighty, but look, he screws up all the time. You'd probably been sitting on my Dilbert error for 14 years.
Yeah, it's kept me awake at night. Really, it has.
Like
I say,
my
how can
prototype
you not know how cell animation works?
What an idiot.
For years. This is such a relief that this is finally out.
All right. Well, I guess we're done.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Good show, everybody. Bye.